Hello and welcome, everybody, to Phillies Unfiltered. Along with Brent Tracy, I'm Jim Russo. Brent, how we doing?
Doing good, Jim. We made it through the regular season in one piece, so that's good. You and I did, and the team mostly did, so that's good.
We're a playoff team.
How about you?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
We're in the playoffs. We got a week off. Phillies are doing something really cool this week with the inter-squad game where fans can come in and watch. Like, that's awesome. I wish I could go.
Yeah,
but
I know. It'd be cool. Yeah.
duty calls, unfortunately. Hey, it's a cool concept. They get to stay active. Everybody gets to stay fresh. So I'm looking forward to them having this week off. It's much needed, much deserved. Just hope that they don't get too rested. That they forget everything they've done over the past 162.
Yep, that's definitely a concern.
Yeah, that is a concern. So, I have a short list of topics today, and we're going to go into our studs and duds in a moment. And who's your overall team MVP? You can do both, either side, pitcher, batter, or both. And then
Okay.
there's something a little bit different out there. We're gonna at the she suggested we do a bracket based off of the playoff picture. So we're going to go through each of the situations, each of these series, pick our winners, leading all the way up to the World Series, which could end in November, depending on if it goes seven. But I'd like to see where you stand on this playoff scenario, where you see our Phils finishing, and who they go against. So
Okay. Sounds
let's start it off with studs and duds. So I would like to change this up and have it be the annual stud and dud. So who's the guy? Who stood out to you the most this year? Who was that stud?
good. So I am going to do pitcher and a
Fine by
offensive
me.
player, but and it's you know it's obviously low hanging fruit, but I mean Schwarber had a historic year
He did.
with the homers and the RBIs. It's hard not to pick him as your offensive MVP, your team MVP. I mean, he had a great year, and without Otani, and if Schwarber's average were a little higher, I think he would have a legit shot at getting the MVP. I don't think he's going to get it. That's okay. And I don't think he's that upset about it, honestly, either. He just wants to win, championship. But he had such a good year. I don't know that we're ever going to see this level of production again from Kyle, but he's always going to produce, right? He's always going to give you
Yeah.
high level of production. But this, I think, is a career year for him, and it's so cool that we got to witness it many times firsthand. You and I have been to a bunch of games
Yes.
this year, both of us have, and we've gotten to see the power on display and him hitting those inhuman home runs. Really, I mean, just he's a special hitter. So
We saw the one
yeah,
directly over our heads in the first week of the season.
yes, we did. Yeah, that's right, and he continued doing that all year.
Yes,
so,
he did. 55 more times.
He did. So, congrats to Kyle on a fantastic year, and hopefully he brings that level of dominance in the playoffs. We're going to need that. And then for the pitching side, again, low hanging fruit, but you got to give it to Christopher Sanchez.
Yes.
I mean, what a monster he has been this year, and it's been consistent. Like, he had no cold spells. Sure, he had one or two games where he wasn't at the top of his game, but I mean, it's hard for me to think of a point in the season where I'm like, I don't feel good about Christopher Sanchez right now.
Right,
I never
right.
had that feeling about him. He finished the season strong here. Last
Did.
two starts, he probably yesterday, if not for the fact that it was the last game and it was a meaningless game for us in terms of the standings, he probably would have kept going. He would have gotten at least 7 out of that. But he had 7 against the Fish earlier in the week. 5 2/3 yesterday against the Twins. 5 hits combined in those 2 games. His ERA to finish the season 2.50. You can't ask for much more than that from the guy. I feel great about him
Me
on
too.
the hill starting a playoff series. It sucks not having Zach Wheeler. It does. There's no getting around that. But Christopher Sanchez is equal to the task. He is I am as confident in having him on the mound as I was having Zach Wheeler in past years as our ace. So those are my studs for the season, and I was giving Christopher a little bit of a nod, here for this
Yeah.
particular week because he's
I mean,
did great. So
Christopher Sanchez, he's out of this world. I will forever be grateful for him just proving me wrong. I mean, like, I mentioned it. I've mentioned it several times that I didn't want to see him on the mound. I considered him Bailey Falter, and he has done every possible thing that I never expected him to do. Sub-3 ERA,
yeah.
2.5. Like that
Mm-hmm.
is that's monstrous. Like that is like he's a clear ace on any staff. He throws 3 pitches, and he's effective with all of them.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was
100%.
absolute steal getting him. Nick said at the end of the game yesterday during his interview, like, what a great steal he was. What a great pickup. So
Yeah.
kudos to Christopher Sanchez, and I have to agree on that side that Christopher Sanchez is the stud of the year with the arms. Subtle shout out to Jesus Luzardo turning it around too.
Agreed.
He had a really poor spell.
Yeah.
Let's give him a month of that, but everything else he was excellent, especially coming on late here too. He's found it again, so it's a good time. As far as the offensive side, I'd love to give it to Kyle. I think that's a great choice. I'm going to go lean towards Trey Turner.
That's fair. Yeah, that was my other.
Everything Rob Thompson asked him to do: hit 300, score 100 runs. Got really close. If he didn't get hurt, he's probably there. He won the batting title. Sure, 304 isn't the biggest.
It's the lowest. It's the lowest batting average for a batting title winner, apparently. But he did win it.
But he's our batting champion. He's the Phillies batting champion. Like that. Like he produced from the top of the lineup. He stole bases. He scored runs. He got on base, and
if I might, I just to quickly interrupt. You kind of gave you had to own it when you called it wrong on Christopher. I gotta own it. I was wrong about Trey. He turned it around defensively. He was very poor last year and then early this year, but after about a month or two, he turned it around. And not only is he making good plays, he's making some great plays. Yeah. He's getting to the ball. He was missed when he was out in that middle infield. I never thought I'd say that about Trey Turner's defense, but Weston Wilson, I hate him. I don't hate him. That's not what I mean. I hate having him in the middle of. Yeah, I hate the idea of him playing middle infield. I don't really like him in the infield, period. He's just really not good with a glove. But Trey's absence was felt. I mean, because Stott did great at both positions.
Oh, he did.
But you're still having a gap at one of those middle spots. And the two of them now are a dynamic. They're not Jimmy and Chase necessarily. I mean, Stott's probably better defensively, actually, than Chase was. But Jimmy was another level, and you can't compare to that. But Trey and Stott are a championship caliber middle infield combo right now.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to give Trey his credit as you're talking about him offensively, but for me, I was wrong. He turned it around defensively. I don't know if he did work or if it was a mental thing or what it was, but he figured it out, and I got to give him credit for doing that because it's a huge key to this team's success.
And he's every bit of the Trey Turner we needed when we signed him. Right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, he struggled the first couple of years with defense and hitting, but he's been much, much better, and he looks like he's borderline superstar. He is a star, but he still has potential to be even better next year. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. So Trey on the offensive side, and Sanchez with the pitching, with the subtle nod to Luzardo, and give the nod to Kyle too. That's an excellent choice. He was low-hanging fruit, but I had to steer away a little bit. I mean, he provided some of the most epic moments this season, yes. I mean, me being at the game, he hit his 40th for a grand slam. That was just out of this world, so loud. And I lost my voice for a couple days after that, so 100% worth it. Um, all right, well that turns it around. We gotta look at the duds. Like there's some guys that stood out in a bad way this year, and
Hmm.
I mean that this is some low hanging fruit too, in my opinion. So let's see which ones you're picking.
I mean, the obvious one is Aaron Nola, right? I
Yeah,
mean, now granted, he had a great finish. His last start of the season was a good one. I'm glad he finished on a strong note, but you got to look at the totality because we're talking about of the year, and that is the obvious one on the pitching side. I mean, he is not a guy that can be pitching that way. We need him, and we've said it a lot on here. We need him pitching as a top of the rotation type of a guy, and he hasn't. Not even top or bottom. He just hasn't been pitching well this year. I mean, he's had a handful of good starts mixed in, and that's great. But he's consistently he has struggled.
yes,
I will say his last start he looked different, even than he did in previous starts where he did well. This was, I think, the most vintage, as you like to
yeah.
say, Aaron Nola look we've
That
seen because
curveball is
his
sharp.
breaking pitches were tight. Yeah, they weren't looping. He had a lot more. It was a lot much tighter spin on it, which was great to see. His fastball had more velocity on it. It was up 95, 96, I think, even at one point, which is not something we've seen from him in the last 2 years, really. Even before the injury issues this year, he has found a way, or he found a way in that last outing to do that. So I don't know what the future holds this year. Obviously, moving forward, he will be in the rotation because you have him signed long term, and you don't have money to go out to sign new guys. But in the playoffs, I don't know. I don't really feel great about putting him out there certainly in a game that you have to have. But overall, yeah, he needed to be better this year, and it was
Yeah,
by far his worst year as a pro. So
absolutely. I mean,
that's my pitching one, and then I think offensively this team is streaky, right? The hitters are streaky. Kepler would have been an easy one
he would. Look what he
earlier.
did.
He has come on. He has redeemed himself basically since early to mid August. He's played good ball. So it's hard for me to give that to him because I think he really did turn it around.
I agree.
I I don't. And I don't know that this is fair, but I feel compelled to say Nick, not just for his play on the field, but a lot of the locker room issues he's caused. He's the only one who's had these types of issues outside of Kepler, but on a much more minor level. I don't, it's gone on a lot this year, and I mean in the past he's had issues, but this year it's been magnified with him and Thompson, and we talked about it on here before. I think that relationship has probably run its course for a variety of reasons, monetary being a primary one, but it just also time to just try something different maybe.
Yeah,
And what you're paying him, he's not a superstar anymore. He's a guy who can contribute. That's how I'm viewing him now, right? He is not one of the. Well, I'm not viewing him as one of the big guns. I'm not. I don't see him that way anymore. He's a guy who can contribute on a major league team. He has talent. There's no question. But is he on Bryce, Kyle, Trey's level? No, he's not, and I don't think he's ever going to get back up to that level.
he only had moments of being at those levels. He's
Right.
way too streaky.
Right.
Castellanos just didn't do really anything of value for this team this year, in my opinion. I mean, he had just moments of hey, like he hit a home run here and there, he had a few
Yeah.
doubles, but he just wasn't a standout. Like he
Right.
didn't have that hot few weeks that he's had the last couple of years, and then the locker room stuff just. I mean, it just put a bad taste in my mouth. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah.
seems like a stand-up guy, but he's showing too much of a me personality rather than a team. It's
Yeah.
it's not doing it for me. Yeah, because Kepler he wasn't showing up for the first couple months, and then he turned it around big time. Brandon
Yep.
Marsh didn't show up for the first month, and then he really turned it around.
Oh yeah.
Like Alec Boehm, same way. Didn't show up the first month, and then he really turned it around. And him and Marsh are hitting 280 plus. I didn't expect that with the way they started.
Right.
So, uh, which turns it around, to the pitching side. Aaron Nola is more low hanging fruit. I would go with him, but I'm actually going to go swing it over to the bullpen a little bit. Jordan
Yeah.
Romano.
Yeah. That's
I,
more than fair.
Jordan Romano was awful. He won't see any time in the playoffs, I would imagine.
No, he's
And
injured, quote unquote.
quote unquote. I'll put hard quotes on that. I mean, it's every big moment that he was in, he'd seem like he let up an important home run, a
Yep.
multi-run home run, not just a solo shot. He let a couple guys on, and then he gives up a bomb.
Absolutely.
And then, even though it turned out to work out in our favor, Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, I mean, it did it. It did, but having him healthy and maybe what you're getting at is we wouldn't have gotten Duran if we had
probably
had
wouldn't
him.
have gotten Duran.
So I get that. But yeah, no, I mean, that's a great choice because that was a big screw up on his part, and it really impacted the team early on. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we're stronger overall now in the bullpen than we were at the start of the year.
Let me factor in one more stud now that I think about it because of trades and pickups. Dave Dombrowski.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, he made the right moves.
Harrison Bader, Joan Duran, come on, they did what they needed to do. Bader was excellent. He was very, very, very good. Stupendous outfielder, solid hitter. He became an everyday guy with us, and that's exactly what we needed in the time. And he's going to earn his time in the playoffs.
Postseason, yeah.
And Duran, he had a couple moments recently where he wasn't as solid.
Yeah, he gave up. He gave up he blew the save against the I guess the Marlins it was, but
he blew one against
he's
Dodgers.
had a couple. Yeah, he's had a couple, but it's not Brad Lidge, right? He's not a perfect closer, but he's much better than we've had in any time with this group of players, and I feel good with him, especially with a multi-run lead, right? If we have a 2 or 3 run lead, it's over. He's not blowing that. He might blow a 1-run lead. He's not blowing a multi-run lead. I just don't see it happening.
His command is really good. I mean, he doesn't miss the zone by much if he misses.
And a lot of time it's an umpire not giving him the benefit of the doubt with it on the corner. A lot of times that's what ends up happening. But yeah, I agree with you. Dombrowski's that's a really good insight to think of it that way because and it's not just who he got, it's who he gave up, or rather who he didn't give up. Right? He didn't give up Crawford. He didn't give up Miller. He didn't give up Painter. We have our future, and we have the best odds right now to win the World Series according to several outlets. Now, I don't know. I don't bet. I don't know much about that. And I don't know that I love having the best odds. I kind of would rather be a little further down for it makes me a little bit uncomfortable being that ranked. But
it just tells you people feel good about this team.
Right.
We see them every day. These people are doing research on this team as well. I mean, we see the bad times, we see the good ones.
I've been on posts like MLB, on Facebook, Instagram, and there's a lot of fans out there that have teams in the playoffs that are saying like the Phillies are the most complete team on paper. Like they've got guys that can mash on offense. They've got starting pitching that is second to none, even with Wheeler out, and they've got now the bullpen with Duran at the back end of it. Right? I mean, we do have the components. We have the ingredients to do this year in a way that we haven't before. The bullpen's not shaky like it was the last couple of years. Last year it wasn't terrible, but in the playoffs it kind of faltered. And we also didn't have that set closer, which we have, and I think that makes a big difference. Trey is hitting for contact this year. In the past, I don't think he was doing that with us the last 2 seasons. Now, he's been injured. Hopefully he comes back and finds that groove again. But if he can get back to hitting for contact and being that 300 hitter, that changes the dynamic a lot in a way that we haven't had. And if guys like Bader and Marsh are supplying hits and base running, base runners at the bottom of that lineup, because they will both be further down with Trey back and everything, they'll kind of bump down a little bit probably. But I mean, it lengthens the lineup. So it's deep. I get it. Yeah, it is deep, and we could do it. We absolutely could do it. It's going to come down to the offense executing. I say it every time, every episode, but that's what it is. I have no concerns about the starting pitching. Even with Rangers, I went to the game Saturday night, this past Saturday when they just didn't. Yeah, they didn't show up. It was unfortunate. Ranger did not have his best stuff, and then of course he had that comebacker. Thankfully, that was a minor issue. It was a bruise. It wasn't a broken bone or anything, or any any kind of serious issue. But I'm not concerned about him. That was not a great way to finish the year, but Ranger has great numbers in the postseason. He shows up in the postseason, so I don't have concerns about that. I definitely don't have concerns about Christopher Sanchez. Luzardo, as you pointed out, has straightened the ship out, right? He had that blip earlier in the year, but he has somehow made adjustments, and he has been very effective. Those three guys are as good as any trio in baseball, if not better than any trio in baseball.
I feel really good about those three.
Yeah, me too. I just
hope. I hope Ranger doesn't. He's like he. They say no heartbeat, like he's like really calm all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping he doesn't like overexert himself and get himself out of the game in 4 innings. I mean, we saw it. We saw it a couple years ago in Atlanta. I mean, yeah, he had a couple big strikeouts to close out his appearance, but he only won a few. Like, I need him to go 6.
Yeah, I'd like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see 6 from all of those guys, honestly. Yeah. But in the playoffs, it changes a little bit. You maybe don't play that game as much of like, I'm going to let him go a little bit longer. You want to, every game matters. So yeah, it might look different, but yeah, I mean, and Buehler it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, I think he's earned a postseason spot, whether it be in a long relief role or as a spot starter in the 4th position, whatever it is. But he did well. I can't look at anything he's done and be like, I have some concerns. He pitched effectively, and I think it would be wise for them to include him on that roster. And again, not necessarily say you're definitely going to start, but he seems capable, and we've seen it in the past.
He's pitched in those big moments.
Yeah, and I'd rather have him than Taiwan in there if it's a choice between the two in a situation. I think Buehler has the experience, and he's just a better pitcher. So anyway, yeah, I like it. I like where we are right now. I will take a quick little side note before we get into the brackets, as you said, but I texted you when I was at the game, ran into an old friend of both of ours, a mutual friend of ours from high school and college, our friend Lauren. I had posted on our Facebook page and Instagram for the podcast that, Bridget and I were at the game, and Lauren commented, and she said, "Oh, I'm here too. I'm in section 140 or whatever." And so I got up. I said to Bridget, "I'm like, well, they're kind of bugging me right now. Anyway, I didn't think it was over at that point. I think it was only 1 or 2 nothing. It wasn't that bad, but I was like, whatever. Let's go over." So we went over and we spent like an hour and a half just kind of catching up and talking. It was great. It was great. And we kind of talked about our kids and just high school, college. Being from Delco, my wife is very fascinated by that whole
everybody knows everybody.
Yes, that, and also just the way we talk, apparently.
Yes.
Because at one point, Lauren and I both were like, come on. She said, come on, when we kept striking out. And I was like, hit the baseball. And she goes, it's that white thing. I'm like, with the red seams. So we just kind of kept going back and forth. And my wife's just shaking her head like, yeah, well, okay. So it was great. I did. We agreed. It lessened the sting of the way they played on the field that night. It was great it's always good to run into people that you haven't seen in a while, but you still get to talk to. So
she
great.
Was a good friend back in the day. Good to talk hockey with too.
Yeah, I talked a lot of Flyers with Lauren back in the day, and we talked a little bit about. Now I don't watch them live as much because living out of market, I have to kind of pick and choose. And with them being rebuilding, I'm tracking them, but I'm not watching them live quite as much. So, I've been tracking them. But Phillies are obviously front and center for me right now. This is a hot era of baseball, and it's fun. As I think, we've gotten to the end of the season. We haven't run out of things to talk about or excitement with this team, you and I have. So, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Shout out to Lauren. Great seeing you.
Yes.
Thanks for following the podcast. It means a lot to us. And so, Jim, I'm going to throw it back to you. You are leading the charge this week, so back to you.
I am, all right. So I wanted to we mentioned our studs for the season. So overall, who was this team's MVP?
Oh man, and again, it's easy to say
One
Kyle
guy.
because everybody, but I'm going to say Christopher Sanchez. I'm
Okay.
going to say Christopher Sanchez, and the reason I say that is because with Wheeler going down, it would have been easy for this season to just kind of fall apart. Even with guys like Rain, even with the pitchers we had, Christopher Sanchez has somehow elevated his level even a step higher. And you said it too that these guys were going to have to step up. Well, Christopher Sanchez has. I'm not sure. Luzardo
Yes.
and Ranger have maintained at least, which was always very good, right? They're very good. But Sanchez has taken that leap forward to the top tier, to the elite pitchers of baseball. And that's, for me, is why. I mean, he is the anchor of that pitching staff now. And with Wheeler out, you needed somebody to step up and do that. And we thought it could be Christopher, but he's done it. Since Wheeler went down, he has been lights out. I've had zero concern about him. He looks good. He feels good. He's smiling. You can see he's having a good time. He's intense when he's on the mound, but
I love it.
you know, he had that great moment yesterday when Rob took him out and the fans gave him the ovation. Well deserved. He's had a fantastic year, and Skeens is going to get the Cy. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I'm not.
Two.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, on a team like that with no run support. I mean, what a year! What a pitcher! What a talent! But Sanchez, man, I like, you can't do much better than what he's done. And if he can carry this into the postseason, you could see another Cole Hamels-esque run of like 4 or 5-0, getting us all the way to the World Series. I could see it though. It's the same type of pitcher. It's that off speed, the change, the breakup, the breaking stuff. He has higher velocity than Cole on his fastball, but it's those breaking pitches that put people away. It's the changeup and it's that the slider and stuff that people can't hit. So for me, no disrespect to Kyle, because again, historic year. But if you're looking at the totality of this team and how they've gotten to where they've gotten to, yes, the games where Kyle homers, they have a hugely improved record versus when he doesn't homer. So it matters. But, pitching wins championships. You need to hit the ball, which has been a problem for the Phillies in the last couple playoffs. But you got to have that guy setting the tone with your ace out there on the mound. And I got to give it to Christopher Sanchez. So
I think I have to agree.
Oh wow, okay.
Kind of sold me a little bit too.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, like, the value. It's all about value. What he brings to the team. And
it's consistent too, right?
Chance to win every time he's out.
Yes.
I mean, he had his worst starts. He let up 4 runs. He caught a bad break in New York, and he had a bad start against the Dodgers that they ended up winning anyway.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, early on in the beginning of the season.
But that's the thing. Even in his bad starts, he recovers though. Like he'll give up if he gives up 3 or 4 early. He'll settle in and get you to 6 or 7 innings still, and give the offense a chance to get back in it. And that's a mark of an ace pitcher too. When they don't have their best stuff, they still give you an opportunity to win.
And I love the fire he brings. Like he has that emotion, but it's not like. It's not showmanship, it's or gamesmanship. Whatever
passion.
You call it.
Yeah,
it's passion. It's intensity. It's like, hey, I'm trying to win this darn thing.
I want to. Yeah, I really want it.
I had to keep it clean. I was.
I hear you.
But
I could fix it in editing. We could do a bleep or something.
Yeah, but like he's special, and I'm thrilled to have him as our game 1 starter. I feel bad for Zach Wheeler. I would love to have him out there too. But Christopher Sanchez is a amazing option as your 1A in a playoff situation. If he has a Cole Hamels type run, 2008 Cole Hamels type run, look out. The pitching now is better than the 2018.
Oh, it is on paper, absolutely.
Ranger,
those guys
Myers,
outperformed. Yeah,
Ranger and Jamie Moyer, Luzardo, and Brett Myers.
Right.
There's a big difference between those 3 and
and Joe Blanton too was
Joe Blanton. No, I mean pitchers aren't
hitting
home runs
those
anymore.
Guys outperformed what their capabilities were that year. I mean, Moyer was really good. Blanton was effective. Myers was pretty good, but I remember Blanton and Moyer especially going above and beyond what I expected from both of them. And then, like you said, Hamels was Hall of Fame level that year, the way he pitched. So, anyway, We'll see. But yeah, Christopher. So it's unanimous. Apparently, Christopher's our MVP right now.
I mean, Kyle's very close second.
Sure.
And Trey's right.
And Trey's right there. Yeah.
So you got three guys that bring so much value to this team, and then not even back bringing up Bryce, who was out for a little while.
Yeah.
But
Bryce hasn't had even when
we need him.
Yeah, we need him to get to that Bryce playoff version, and I think he will. I think he will. He has not been bad by any means this year, but he hasn't been, except for some certain points, he hasn't been at that elevated level. But the playoffs bring that out of him a lot, so I expect him to step up.
What do they call it? A red light player? He's that guy. He's
born for it. He's born for those moments.
Right. I mean, when people say they're him, Bryce is one of those guys that can say he's him. He's special, and he is able to show out in these moments as we've seen.
Yeah,
home runs in the World Series, home runs in clutch moments in the NLCS. He could do it again.
Of course he could. Yeah.
But speaking of playoffs and NLCS and NLDS, and coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, we're recording on Monday. Coming up on Tuesday, we got a 4-game slate. It's going to be exciting. My TV is going to be on all day. And I look forward to these games. I'd love to hear where Brent stands. I'm going to compare it to me. With all of these series and the whole playoff picture itself, where does it start? Where does it finish? Who wins the thing? And who goes against who?
Okay. So do you want me to go through the whole
we'll start out in the AL.
One series. Okay.
Our boys are in the. So I'll run. We're going to go through the whole bracket. So we're going to go through the AL and NL. I'm going to go through. So we'll do by series.
Okay.
So we'll go wild card, DSCS, World Series.
Okay.
We'll go back and forth between AL and NL. So I'd like to start in the AL.
Sure.
Intriguing one because of the collapse of the Detroit Tigers. They get to go against their division foe, the Cleveland Guardians. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of intrigue in this series as to what happens because of the way the Tigers just flopped. They're lucky to have skated into the playoffs, where thank goodness the Mets failed and didn't make the playoffs. They absolutely met it as expected. So I honestly think the Guardians are going to win this series.
Oh yeah,
and their pitching's been good, their hitting's been good, and the Tigers just look like slop lately. How do you see
the Tigers are the Tigers are the Phillies from last year. The Tigers had the best first half of the season, like the Phillies did last year, and then after that, it was completely a grind and a struggle and just ugly. That's, for me, what it is. And I think that not only do I think that Cleveland wins this, I think they sweep it. I think it's 2-0.
Really?
They're on to the absolutely. I think the Tigers are demoralized. They're out of steam. Scooble's great, but no, I think Cleveland's a hot team right now. They're feeling really good about themselves. They're playing well in all facets of the game. I think it's a 2-0 straight through sweep. That's my call.
They had a fun series last year. This one's only 3 games.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think Scooble gives them their only win.
Okay, so you're saying 2-1?
2-1.
Okay.
I mean, Scooble's going to go game 1, and I think he's going to pitch well. And
I think he will too, but I think Cleveland finds a way still.
But Cleveland has enough firepower to beat him. So that moves on to another. Actually, I'm going to go move. Yeah, we'll stay in the AL for the other wild card series, which is another divisional matchup.
Classic
matchup. Yeah. This is probably exactly what the Major League Baseball wants, with the Yankees and the Red Sox. Unfortunately, another only 3-game series. Well, let's see. Where do you have this going?
So I hate that it's true, but the Yankees are playing really well right now. They finished the season strong. This one, I do think the Yankees come out on top, but I think it's 2-1. I think Boston takes.
I agree again.
They get a win in there, but I think the Yankees take the series 2 games out of 3.
So, I mean, Max Fried is a potential Cy Young winner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Scooble's gonna, but yeah.
It's gonna actually be. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than we think.
It will, but it's hard to ignore. I mean,
but you know what? Good for Max Fried. Taking a chance in New York, signing a big deal with them, and
in a
exceeding
tough
expectations in a
yeah,
tough market. 18 wins and a
it's a
really good
year.
ERA, something like that. So I agree 2-1. They have the superstar Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he's had a great year too.
Very,
So,
very, very, very good chance at MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Red Sox are going to be able to hold them down, especially with the way the Yankees have been playing lately. They
That's
won
the deciding factor.
10.
That's the deciding factor for me is that how
And,
well the Yankees have played to finish the season. Yeah.
I mean, sure they play in a little league park where everything goes out.
I know. I could hit a home run
I mean,
there.
when Trent Grisham's hitting 34 home runs,
Right.
something seems a little bit off. But it should be fun still, nonetheless. But I do think the Yankees take it as well. So moving on to the NL wild card.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most intriguing of the two matchups are the Padres and the Cubs.
Okay.
And I think the Padres are going to win this one.
Interesting. I think this is our first difference. Yeah.
I think the Padres are going to win this. I just think they are going to be too much to handle. I don't know if the Cubs pitching is going to hold up against them. I think offensively they're dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, because Manny can step up in big moments. Tatis has shown it. And they've added some guys that are going to help out on the offensive side. So
yeah, they made some trades.
And their pitching's not bad at all. Even Nick Pivetta has been excellent for them. And so I'm giving it to the Padres this series, also 2-1.
I have it 2-1, but in the reverse. I think that the Cubs offense, I think they're going to do what they need to do. It's going to be a very tight series. I think you might see even an extra inning game. One of those types of things. I really do. But I'm saying 2-1. I think the Cubs pull it out and move on to the divisional round.
All right. And then I guess this would be the only sweep I'm expecting in the NL. The Dodgers I think they're going to demolish the Reds.
Okay.
With the experience that they have compared to the lack thereof
of the Reds,
for the Reds, I think it might be utter dominance. Not like, I feel bad for the Reds. I'm happy that they got in. That's awesome. That they're able to find their way into the playoffs, especially, how they were playing at one point. And kudos to Terry Francona. He's taking a slightly above average team and making them a playoff team.
Yeah, David Bell wasn't taking them to the playoffs.
Right. So I think this will be a 2-0 sweep. I just think the pitching for the Dodgers, the hitting for the Dodgers is going to be too much for the Reds.
Okay.
They're going to do much. They're going to show the Reds are going to have like an Orioles type series where they just can't score.
Okay.
That's what the Orioles have done the last couple of years when they've been in the playoffs. They look really good and they just can't do anything.
I do think LA is going to win, but the Reds have some good starting pitching, and I think one of those guys does well enough, and they find a way to scrape some runs over it. I think 2-1. It's hard. I think you could be right. It's very, very possible because I agree. Because my logic for why LA will win is they have the experience, they have the talent. The Reds have some talent, but no experience, and I think that really does have an impact in these types of situations, especially in a short series like that. I think LA knows you can't wait around, you don't have time to recover. They know they got to come out of the gate and win. But I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to give the Reds a little bit of credit. I think they find a way to steal a win. Although this does go against a lot of how these wild card series typically go. A lot of them are sweeps. I think since it's been 3 years since they've been doing this, or 4 years, this is the fourth year, something like that. There's almost no game three. I think like 85% of them have been sweeps, if I'm not mistaken. It's a crazy number. But these are different matchups, though. I think I don't know. These are intriguing. But yeah, I'm going to give it to LA 2-1 in this one.
So that moves us on to the divisional series.
Yep.
You have the Guardians versus the Mariners.
Yes.
Yankees, Blue Jays,
Mm-hmm.
Phils, Dodgers, and Cubs, Brewers.
That's
The only
right.
difference I have Pods
Padres,
and
Brewers, yeah.
All right, so you know what? Let's stick in the NL.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's not start with the Phils.
No. We got to wait till that.
So, the Brewers have been a special team this year.
Oh yeah.
They might be a team of destiny. I hate to say it. I mean, they're going to make it into the NLCS. I just think they've been too good at times that they're just going to step up in the right moment here. I think.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's going to be a tight series for a little while, but I just think they're going, as I just mentioned, in the right moment. They're it's going all the way. They play 5 games in the divisional series, correct?
Out of 5, yeah.
It's going to be 3-2, and so I think the Brewers just have the right stuff. They play the game the right way, where they'll just get to the Padres, especially at home. I think that they're going to take advantage of being at home and take the series.
So I obviously I have the Cubs, but I agree with you. I think the Brewers take the series. I do think, because I have the Cubs going up against them, but because of the divisional familiarity, I do think it goes 5 between the two teams. But because of that home field dominance the Brewers have, I think they take it 3-2. Maybe I'm putting too much faith in the Cubs. I don't know. I have a feeling about them being kind of a thorn in the side of some of these teams. I just think they're going to be tough to get rid of. But the Brewers, I don't know if I would say team of destiny, but there's just something about them where they're complete. They're a complete team. Much like the Phillies, it's just they do things differently on offense. But as far as pitching and everything else, they are both teams are very complete. So yeah, I'm going to say the Brewers in 5 games they win it 3-2 against the Cubs.
Right. It's just it might be one of those win it for euchre type things.
Could be.
Hey, man was amazing. He was hilarious.
Well, and they haven't won a World Series yet. They might be their year. They just might be due.
I mean, there's a couple teams in this thing that haven't won.
The Seattle
handful.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting either way, whether it's Cubs or Padres facing them.
Sure.
That brings us home.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to our Phils against the Dodgers.
Yeah,
we both agree it's going to be against the Dodgers, and I think this is going to be it's going to be fun for us. I think we're not going to sweep them.
No,
it's just not going to happen.
But I think we're on the same page based on how you're introing this.
3-1.
That's what I said. Yeah.
So I mean, I think Christopher Sanchez will shut down that lineup.
Yep.
And it's going to be a toss-up between Ranger and Luzardo for which one has a bad game.
Yeah.
It's just
but
one
I
of them,
agree. I think just 3-1.
Just one of them isn't going to have that outstanding game. So we might let up a few runs early, and then the offense just won't show up because they had that tendency to give up at times.
Yeah.
But it might be a game. I think it might be a better chance of Game 3 that happens. You might feel really good going into Game 3, and then just
yeah.
Sputter.
You never know. But I agree. I think 3-1. I think we match up well against the Dodgers. I think we have for a couple of years now, and we've done it this year. We took 4 out of 6 games against them this year. I feel good about a potential a divisional series against the Dodgers.
I just think the Dodgers are going to have a hard time playing here.
Yeah, it's a different environment. Yeah,
it's LA's loud. They have more they have a bit more capacity, but
they're not as intense though.
They are not us. No. Exactly. All right. So. All right. Well, that would leave the Phillies and the Brewers into the NLCS, which we're going to switch over to the other side, and the ALDS. We got the Tigers and the Mariners. This is going to be another fun one, I think.
Oh wait, you have the Tigers?
I'm sorry, the Guardians and the
right.
Sorry,
okay, I thought we
I looked at the Tigers, the Guardians and the Mariners. This is going to be a fun one either way. But the offensive firepower of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah,
is something to behold. I mean, we've seen what Rosarena can do in the playoffs.
Well, they got Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, Julio Rodriguez isn't a slouch, and then there's Cal Raleigh.
And they got Naylor. They've got some pop in that lineup.
They got some pop, but they might be a 3 outcome team. Like so that could be dangerous on both sides. It could be dangerous for them internally, and it can be dangerous for the Guardians. I do think the Mariners are going to pull this out as well, so they will move on to the ALCS. This might be another 3-1 situation.
That was my call. That's what I said. I said Mariners 3-1. I think they take it. I think they're playing good ball at the right time. Now, we saw them in Philly. They did not look like a championship team when they were in Philly.
No, they did not.
And honestly, we'll see what happens. But I think right now, I think Seattle just has more firepower than the Guardians. And I think with both teams playing well coming into the playoffs, that makes it close, but I think the Guardians just have more weaponry available to them. The Mariners have more weaponry available to them. So I say, Seattle 3-1. They move on to the ALCS.
Curious if they pitch to Raleigh.
I mean, at times you're going to have to, depending on the situation. When they don't have to, it'll be curious because a 60 homer. I mean, the dude had
and either side of the plate, you can't match him up. Like
Nope.
He'll hit. He can hit 30 from each side of the plate.
Yep.
We both agree, Mariners.
Yep.
So that brings us to another divisional matchup between the Yankees and the Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting one too.
It's intriguing,
because the Yankees are playing well. Blue Jays not as much.
But they have some weapons, and if it's kind of like the Phillies, even if when the Phillies aren't playing well, if they have a good run, they can just put up a lot of runs. So it's intriguing. So I don't know. What do you? So I got 3-2. I had 3-2 Yankees. I think the Yankees are playing really good ball right now. And Toronto is a little bit iffy right now, and I think the Yankees and the familiarity is another thing. It's hard to see it. I mean, the Mets took us out 3-1 last year. It does happen, but when teams know each other well, they tend to be kind of more tight battles. It tends to get more intense that way. So I'm going to say 3-2 Yankees. They take it and they go to the ALCS against Seattle.
Guess what? I agree too.
Okay.
I think the Yankees have been playing really well. I think they're playing well enough to take this series. I think their pitching is going to be okay, but their bats are they're too dangerous. I mean, if they're all going, watch out.
Yep.
Judge and Chisholm and Goldschmidt and Grisham.
And the lack of experience on the Blue Jays part too. I mean, they don't have a ton of playoff experience. Actually, this group, when was the last time 2015? Did they make it? Something like that, or maybe more recent.
It's been a while, but that's the exact same way I see the Reds and the same way I see the Cubs. Like there's not much experience there, if at all. So I think that's another reason to give the Yankees the edge here. I mean, and obviously their game one starter is probably Max Fried at that point. Still, I would think. Yeah. And he has plenty of experience at this point. So our ALCS matchup, we both agree with the Mariners and the Yankees. Mm-hmm. And with the NLCS, we both agree with the Phils and the Brewers.
Yep.
All right. Let's stay in the AL.
Let's do it.
Yankees, Mariners. This will be a fun matchup. 2 MVPs.
Yeah, no. Great. There's a lot of firepower in this series. And there's some good pitching too, right? There's a couple really good pitchers on either side. I don't know that they don't have the depth that like the Phillies do or the Brewers do. I think the Phillies and Brewers probably have better overall staffs pitching-wise, but the Yankees and the Mariners do have a couple of really good pitchers, and the offensive firepower is there. This is going to be a fun series to watch. I think that Seattle takes it 4-3. I think they win it in 7, and they go to the World Series for the first time.
Taking that one, flipping it, and reversing it.
Okay.
I'm taking the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to be there.
All right.
I just think their experience is going to help them. Being able to make it last year. And
it's a toss-up, honestly. I could have gone the other way, too, but I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I just think Seattle has it.
This might be the most intriguing series of the entire playoffs should it happen.
Yeah,
you got the two MVP candidates going against each other.
Yeah,
I kind of hope it goes 7. I would love to see it go 7, and I'm going to give the Yankees the edge and the 4-3 win.
Okay.
So I do see the New York Yankees making it to the World Series. As much as I hate to see it, I think that's going to happen. But that brings us to our boys, who are going to see one less home game.
Yes.
Because of positioning, but that's besides the point. They would have lost it anyway. I lost the home field anyway because the Brewers won on Sunday.
Yeah, it wasn't relevant.
But Phillies, Brewers. I'm gonna send it off to you. This is going to be another fun one.
It is. Of course, I'm going with our boys. I think we can win it. I think we will win it, but I think it's going to go 7. I think it's going to be these are two really well-matched teams, the Brewers and the Phillies. We've seen them play against each other this year. We've seen both teams win in each other's stadiums, despite them both being excellent home teams, the two best home teams probably, well, definitely in the National League, I think. But it's going to be a really tough and heart-pounding series as a Phillies fan. I think it's going to be but I do think we win. I think we can do it if we show up with the bats. It's an if, but if we show up with the bats, we are the better team. We have I think the staff, our pitching staff, our bullpen. We've gotten to their bullpen a little bit. We've seen that. If we can kind of knock their starters out, we've been able to jump on their pen. I think our pen is better when it comes down to it. I think we have a better pen. I think we have more firepower on offense if our guys show up to hit.
Yeah.
They do the little things, but we have a lot of pop. And if we're going, we can score runs in bunches in a way that they can't. And I think those are the big factors. Show up with the bats, we will win the series, but it's going to be tough, and I think it takes 7.
I think we're going to be homers here.
Sure.
I do think the Phillies are going to win the series in one less game. I think it's going 6.
Okay.
I don't think the Brewers have a chance here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I think the crowd will play a major factor. Although Reese is familiar, I just think there's something special about play.
Do you think we take one in Milwaukee and then both at home? Yeah.
We're going to take every single chance we get. Yeah, we're going to take every single chance we get here, and they will take one of the first 2 in Milwaukee.
That's the key, though, right? They have to win one on the road. That is 100%. If they go down 2-0, I don't like that at all. I don't feel good about that.
They can't go down 2-0. They go down 2-0, I do not feel confident coming back.
But if they take at least one, and certainly if they could steal both on the road, I don't see us losing that. I just don't see it. How?
It's more important that they win the first game.
Yeah, that would set the tone.
Because that will set the tone, and you don't feel as pressured to win the second.
Right.
I mean,
you're playing more loosely in the second game.
That's exactly. I was going to say you can loosen up and feel a little bit better. I think another important factor, it's going to go into the World Series as well, is the decision making of Rob Thompson.
Oh yeah, sure.
Especially with the bullpen choices and his lineup choices. So I know he's going to stick with matchups. I sure as hell should not see Weston Wilson in this lineup at all in the playoffs.
Never. Kemp, though, yes.
Otto Kemp, maybe.
I know. I think if there's a point where you can put him in, I think I could see him having a hero moment. He is playing like that. I'm not saying force it. Like, if it makes sense, do it. I'm not saying, like, oh, you got to get him in there.
More likely for a Edmundo Sosa hero moment.
Well, yeah, he's got the experience, sure.
And I'd rather see him out there hitting or fielding.
Well, definitely defensively, yeah.
I think defensively he may come in a couple times, but I don't know where they're going to put him, but we'll see what happens during the course of the game. But decision making is going to play a huge part in hopefully the reason, one of the reasons why they win this series 4-2 against the Brewers.
Okay.
Which means we both have our World Series matchup set up. You have the Mariners and the Phils, where I have the Yankees and the Phils.
Yes.
So a lot of travel on yours.
Yeah, it would be a lot of travel, yeah. Well, you'd have that with LA, too. I mean, we had the NLCS with them a couple of times back in the Jimmy and Ryan and Chase days. And it didn't impact us, really. It seemed to work out fine. So not too concerned about that, but I have the Phillies taking the World Series against the Mariners in 6 games, 4-2. I think we win it against Seattle.
Okay. I mean, there's really not much else to say. I think we, in that aspect, we dominated. I mean, there's if there was a stronger word than dominated, annihilated.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be in the Mariners' head too, right?
And so they might not have another chance. They might not have a shot in Philadelphia either.
Right.
Mine might be a little bit tougher.
I think that goes 7 if it's the Yankees. I think the Mariners are a better matchup for the Phillies.
It is probably going 7. I mean, if it goes 7, it ends on November 1st. So that's pretty cool,
right?
But I can't wait to see it. I mean, little rematch of 2009, but I think it goes to the Phils. I really do. I think our pitching is going to, do some damage. It's going to be a Christopher Sanchez show. He may be the NLCS and World Series MVP.
Could be. Wouldn't surprise me
if he does what he needs to do.
And maybe we can put these up on Facebook and Instagram and X. Just kind of. I'm gonna print out. And because what I did, I drew it up kind of because I couldn't find a digital one that I could enter, so I kind of drew it up. But I'll do a cleaner one, and I can take a picture. And if you want to, do something and then we can kind of post those that people can kind of see, visually what we're doing.
How about this? We'll make it a little competition. Right. So winner between you and me. I don't know how we're going to do a point system or see who wins the most sits. How close the games were or how close the series were, and who wins and whatnot. Winner hosts the first episode of next season.
Okay, that works for me. Let's do that. How about the point system could be you get 1 point for getting the number of games right in each series, and then maybe you get 2 points for picking the right winner. You want to do it that way?
Sure thing.
Right.
So we both have the Phils winning the World Series. I think they are right now, as it stands, the best team in baseball.
I think so too.
That's a bit of the Philly fan in me, but as a baseball fan, they, as you've mentioned, they're the most complete team. I mean,
it's about execution. That's what it is. They have the ingredients.
Right,
they have the guys on the roster. They got to execute, and if they execute, there's no reason this result.
The oven's preheated. The oven's preheated. Put the meal in.
That's a good way. Yeah.
That's all you need to do. You make sure you take it out at the right time. Don't burn it. Don't undercook it.
I think you're losing this metaphor a bit, but I get it. Don't burn it.
Don't burn it. Set the world on fire. But you got this. I'm confident in our boys, and I look forward to seeing it. I think that wraps it up for our last Phillies Unfiltered of the regular season, so to speak, as we had the playoffs starting in mere hours, and 24 some change. So why don't you wrap it up?
All right. Well, thanks everybody for sticking with us through this whole regular season. We got to the end, and it's been a really fun ride, but we still got some work to do, and we hope that we're here at the end of October, beginning of November, however long it takes to celebrate a championship. But for now, I want to tell you guys to please follow us on Facebook at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast, Instagram at Phillies Unfiltered, Twitter /X at Funfiltered, PHUNPHILTERED. And if you would like to download the podcast or listen, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. And if you'd like to watch the podcast, you can do that on YouTube at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you taking the time with us, listening to our thoughts on our Phils. This has been a fun ride. Let's continue through the postseason, hopefully victorious.
Absolutely. And for the last time in the regular season.
Ooh, with hearty emphasis, just like last time. Go Phils!
Go Phils. Here we go. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you guys. Let's go.